Hey guys, if you stop scrolling for just a second and list something I've got on my mind. Last Wednesday evening I was watching the news and I seen something that really upset me. In the old days you'd hear the old folks say, my grandpa or grandma could see what's going on nowadays in time, they'd roll over in their grave. And then as we got older, we started seeing it, and you'd think things couldn't get any worse. Different things had come along that you just didn't agree with, immoral, just wrong. And I was watching the news last Wednesday night, and there was a segment they had on there that it just threw me for a loop. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'd actually heard about it, and I thought it was some kind of phony baloney going on, but I actually seen this clip on the news that Governor Cuomo up there in New York, they had just passed a bill that would allow someone to have an abortion all the way up to time of birth. They call it late-term abortion, whatever you want to call it, but a kid could be scheduled to be born at 12:05, and if the mother decided to have it aborted at 12 o'clock, she could have that baby killed. I guess you could just up and say it. That's what it's all about. But when I seen that, it just threw me, and what really got to me, they had a picture of the court scene or where they had voted in there, this big old fancy inside this building where they were all doing their thing. And they were celebrating, high-fiving each other, just hooping up and down just like they'd won the lottery. And for somebody to get that excited about something that brutal or barbaric, it's just like maybe reading in the Old Testament how they would destroy kids back then. And we're seeing this happen here in the United States. I just don't get that. I mean, I've been against abortion all through the years, and nobody really wants to talk about it. It used to be an elephant in the room. Now it's this big old giant dinosaur running around in the room. Nobody wants to say there's a dinosaur. But that's just downright right out of the pits of Hades, man. And anyhow, I've never been one for marches. I'm glad folks do it, but I've never really got into any of that kind of stuff. And people protesting with their signs about all these different things. Well, I found out that they have a pro-life march that's happening February 2nd. That's this coming Saturday. And I think it's starting at 10 a.m. in the morning at LC, Louisiana College. And they'll go for about a 1.5 mile walk over to Alexandria. And they'll end it at that amphitheater over there. And I think they're going to have some speakers. It'll probably be really nice. And anyhow, like I said, I've never been one for doing all that kind of stuff, but I'm going. And I want to challenge you guys. This is something we need to do. So I challenge y'all to go. If you can't walk that far, if you might not be able to take a long walk like that, go meet everybody over there across the river in Ellick at that amphitheater and support. I guess what I'm trying to say is let the world know that Central Louisiana is not like New York. And not saying the folks up in New York are bad or anything, but they have elected officials that has got in power that, it's got to be something going on with lobbyists and money for them to get that excited and high-fiving each other because they can abort a kid at 9 months. I mean, how can you get excited about something like that other than filling their pockets? So this video will probably get snagged off of Facebook, I'm sure. But I don't care. I don't care what they think about me, but I know good and well that the God I serve, He's not going to put up with this. And just a little note for folks that vote for these kind of people that support that. you might need to examine yourself and examine what's going on with your party. And I don't want to mention any parties, get mixed up in politics and all that, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. So you guys get out of your house. Instead of sitting around watching football, whatever you're going to do Saturday, go down there and support the pro-life march, and just let people know here in Louisiana. I said, hey, look, we're not like that, So I just had to make this video, and I'm going a little long on it, but thank y'all for stopping long enough to listen to something like this. Y'all have a blessed one.